So what the hell was going on with Mary?
So Mary's an interesting character because she was my actual therapist, like on paper, even though
Here we go.
Kenny, they were married and we all lived together in a log cabin in the middle of the woods. And just put it into perspective, just so people understand that are listening, like we lived in a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. I shared a bathroom with my therapists for the first 6 months I was there. My bedroom was right next door. Like, think about how unethical, like, just so many no's, right?
So
Just
many
like,
no's,
oh my
so
God,
many
so many
no's.
no's. And just to put in perspective, like we were all this big family. Kenny would wrestle us, like, which is so weird. He would have wrestling matches, just very inappropriate relational dynamics between who we were supposed to look at as our therapist and ourselves. So, but Mary kind of, she had this soft side every now and then where she would like, when you had gotten to a certain point, she'd like come up with a cute nickname for you. And that meant that like she liked you. And she had that softer side. Kenny was a big presence. So like, when you see them together, like Kenny almost always took the seat, if that makes sense. But I had like good experiences with Mary, and the bad experiences that I had, I don't think I realized at the time were bad experiences.
Sure.
Yeah. So looking back, I'm like, man, why didn't, the problem I have with her is that I have like 8 journals full of me complaining about the mistreatment from Kenny, her husband, and it was never addressed, like ever. Like I remember writing in my journal saying, I'm really sad and I feel bad about myself right now because at breakfast, I accidentally got syrup on the placemat and Kenny called me a pig. And never once was it addressed. Like, so, and I would say things like, I just want to be loved. And here my therapist is reading this and she's in control of like that relationship dynamic and it should have been addressed. And it's very sad. But Kenny was very like, he had favorites. He picked his favorites. And if you weren't Kenny's favorite, you wanted to be because you got the good, like, you got the good things in life, right? He'd be more likely to give you the front seat instead of sitting in the back of the van. Like, you would get good things. But he paired him being like, you being in his good graces for that moment with pain. So like he would come up behind you and grab the back of your neck and squeeze. And I remember that feeling of, oh my God, this hurts, but I'm so happy because it means I'm Kenny's favorite right now. And that pairing of pain and love was super damaging. In fact, I think it played like such a huge part in me and entering like relationships that ended up being very toxic and abusive. And or he would like take his hand when you were in the front of the Suburban for the day, let's say, and he would take his hand and that really ticklish part of your knee where you squeeze it and it's like, yeah. He would do that really hard. And so it would hurt, but you'd be like, oh my God, he's touching me. Yay. Like he likes me now. And it was just so bad because the next day he wouldn't. The next day, or maybe that night, he would confront you in circle and tell you everything he really felt. And that feeling would just melt. And then you'd want that feeling back so bad, like because it made you feel loved and cared for. And the whole thing was just so sick, in my opinion.
In your opinion?
Yeah.
In every single person's opinion that's listening right now, my love. Right. Oh my God.